Okay, so I was laid to talk about this real quick. I'm not going to get too deep, but I had this question in my mind, and I was like, because I just ordered some more decks. So I was like, that's the reason why I ain't doing the reading tonight. So I asked myself, you know, it wasn't so much myself because how the answers were coming in, but it was more so of me like sitting here in just complete silence. And I was just asking, I said, you know, let's just say you get a reading, because I ordered some romance cards. So you get a card that says, past life soulmates. And you hear a lot about twin flames, but nobody really went into depth about how past life soulmates really go. I think that's part of the reason why I went in like I did Aquarius season about your purpose as far as your North Node, because that's how you are aligned. That's how you know if you're aligned. Okay? So, for instance, like my North Node is Aquarius. And so that means my South Node will be Leo. Okay? Which means in my past life, I was more so of a queen, and things were already given to me instantly through bloodline. Okay? This lifetime, I have to do something that's more so humanitarian. So if you have a North Node, which will be your 11th house, that last zodiac before you go into the next graph of houses, where you see a whole nother list of zodiacs. I'm not talking about the second list or the list after that they say if you more feminine or masculine. I'm talking about that list right at the top, the very, very top. But right at the bottom is your North Node. It was, I believe it will say North Node or 11th house, something like that. But I went over that so thoroughly. If you have Aquarius, let's just use me as an example. This lifetime, being in groups, participating in different things, being more supportive of different organizations, that is part of my purpose. And to show humanity. That's what I'm looking for. I don't want to I didn't want to say humane the wrong way, but show humanity properly in everything that I do. And that's natural for me because I have a lot of water placement, so that mothering energy is always going to be there. But let's just say your North Node is in Libra, which means your South Node is Aries. I mean, your past life, you were an emperor, more so like a pharaoh, a king. And this lifetime, you might have been an unfair king, depending on what do you experience in life in this lifetime, because everything's just repeated, just repetitive. You just supposed to overcome those things, undo a lot of things that you might have done unfairly last lifetime. So in this lifetime, you were supposed to balance everything out. So if you experience a lot of things that seemed like it was unjust, unbalanced, and stuff like that, that was something that happened in your past life that you had to rebalance this lifetime. You gotta get what I'm saying? Just like with my situation with my North Node being Aquarius, I might have been a real selfish queen. A real selfish queen that didn't think about others' feelings, that didn't think about humanity. All I thought about was what would satisfy the flesh instead of my soul. So in this lifetime, something I was supposed to always, as part of my purpose, is to remain being in the energy of fulfilling those things. So for me, I have to encounter people who are like-minded, and that's for anybody. No matter what your North Node is, whether it is in Aries in this lifetime, you might have been a South Node. Yeah, if you Aries this lifetime, a North Node, then your South Node would be a Libra. You might have did a lot of unfair things. So now you coming in as an emperor, as a leader, and you're going to encounter a lot of things that involve you taking full leadership of a situation, because you might have done some unfair, unbalanced things in the past life. So you were supposed to balance it out. But this time you're in a leadership position, which is the pressure. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of pressure on one person, because, you know, you got to think everybody's depending on you to get it organized and operated correctly. It's like if your North Node is in Libra and, you know, you was an unfair boss, you was an unfair king, you know, this lifetime you might have experienced, I'm not going to say you're going to, because, you know, I assume we all grown here, you know, on this platform. But in this lifetime, I'm sorry, y'all, it is like, what time is it? 1:28. Why did I do this to myself? In the morning. This lifetime, you might have encountered situations that you felt like it was fair to you, but it always ended up turning out an epic fail for you. So you literally had to fight for your peace. You literally had to fight for your liberation. You literally had to fight for whatever that was for you. So if you go into past life soulmates or something like that, even if a person who is a Scorpio this lifetime, you know, as they North Node, they South Node would be a Taurus, which means there was an empress in the past life. There was a mother in some form or fashion. And they had always had ideas. They always had something new. Because it came natural to them. They was always in tune with nature, you know. So that's why it comes so natural for someone who is in Scorpio North Node to, you know, conquer alchemy, because in your past life you knew about different herbs and natural things, so it comes natural for you to know about anything pertaining to the metaphysics. Libras and Tauruses are considered empresses of the Zodiac. No matter where your placement is. Mine is Mercury, so I think, you know, even just as me shuffling cards, why I seem like I'm more calm when I shuffle cards, is because I'm in my Empress energy at that time, because it's my thoughts, you know, in planning and how things move. So yeah, I'm in my Empress energy when I do that. But you got Taurus placements, Libra placements in your chart, you know, in some solid areas like Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury. Those are some heavy placements, because it's dealing with how you look, like basically your five senses, okay? And Taurus rules the five senses of the body. So anyway, to the past life, so because I feel like I'm just kind of going around, but let's just say this lifetime, you know, well, last lifetime you might have disappeared, or you may have, you know, been unalived, wrapped, mummied before your emperor. This lifetime, and this download just hit me like, wow, you know. This lifetime, you know, um, you came back before them because you went through the process um, when it came down to crossing over to the next realm before them. So of course you was going to come back before them. So y'all might have been the same age, around the same age or whatever, but you might have passed on before your soulmate. So you went through the whole process of everything, going through the whole I forgot what it's called, but basically where they tell you, you know, have a, a overlook of all the things that you went through, the lessons you were supposed to learn, you know what I'm saying, like the karma, did you pass, did you fail, basically different lessons in your life from beginning to the end, and what you would need to correct if you had some things you did not fix. You will go through all those things, and of course dip many more realms before you actually come back the following lifetime. If you have overcame all your karma, you know, which that's deal with forgiveness and letting go and stuff like that, you will have a choice whether you want to come back. But this time when you come back, if you choose to come back, you will come back as a leader, because you have been through it many life cycles, many a times, and it's just, you know, it just comes natural for you, you know. Especially if you have Sagittarius, Aquarius, Pisces, I'm missing one. Capricorn or Taurus, between Taurus and Capricorn, especially if you have those placements in your chart, because you are a natural leader. You are a natural leader, especially Taurus is like, you know, they are teachers. They just move at their pace. Capricorns are too. Let me get to the point. But especially if you have those particular zodiacs in your chart, either highly aspected or in your north node, those play a major role. Those signs play a major role in this lifetime, because you have experienced a lot of things. There's something that you have done and mastered in the last lifetime that you were supposed to teach this lifetime, including learning new things, okay, and overcoming it. Okay, so you come back in the next lifetime, and this time, because your soulmate might have, let's just say, made up their mind, like, they are always going to be there with you each lifetime, and they pass after you, but they have completely said, no, I'm contracted to this person forevermore type thing. You may not run into the same face, but you're going to definitely run into the same soul. A lot of people think soulmate just really means somebody that you love. Your soulmate is just a soul contract. It's not always have to be somebody you marry. A soulmate, it could be somebody, a family member, it could be a friend, somebody who you connect to on a soul level. So soulmate don't always be that. You know, twin flames differently. You know what I'm saying? Twin flames, you know, they kind of iffy. You know, some fall through and it work out. Some don't fall through and it don't work out. It just really depends on if that person is willing to overcome a lot of things that they have encountered this lifetime. And that's how you know if that person, you know, your twin flame. But you be lucky if you have more than one. Or, you know, some people got multiple twin flames. I've heard it before. But soulmate, you have plenty of them. A karmic is tricky because a karmic can come off like a twin flame, but a karmic is a karmic. They are supposed to teach you a lesson, and that was it. You know, you're supposed to learn from something like that. Once you learn it, you give it closure and you move forward. You know, and anybody can be a karmic in your life. Trust me, anybody can be a karmic in your life. But yeah, your soulmate comes back. This time, you are a few years older than your soulmate. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a male, whether you was a king or a pharaoh, and and you left before your queen, or if you was a queen and you left before your king, however the case might be, whoever left first comes back first type thing. And so that's why a lot of times when you come back the following lifetime, it seems like life just gets hard because you don't remember anything. You don't remember anything from your past life. All you know is when you instantly have chemistry with a person because you have a soul contract with that person in some form or fashion, whether you can see their face or not. You have a soul contract with that person in some form or fashion. Because there's always something that's keep drawing you to that person in some form or fashion, whether you know them personally or not. It's something about that person and their energy that either you're something that you need to learn or something that you need to overcome with self, which is all the same thing because it's dealing with the mind, body, and soul. And so a lot of times, you come in and you think you like one thing, only to find out when you tried something different, it worked out better. It's 9 times because when you came back the following lifetime, you came back to a family that was like a karmic family. They're not like your soul family. This is a family that their souls came from the souls from the last lifetime, and you didn't overcome a lot of things with certain people or places and stuff like that. It could have been somebody in the last lifetime that you met at the grocery store and you got into it real bad and you never let it go, or something like at the market or something like that. And in this lifetime, they're your brother. So now every time you put something in the refrigerator, this person constantly keep eating your stuff. It's crazy how that works, but it's possible, okay? Because you don't remember anything anyway. But it's familiar to you. That's why deja vu, the term deja vu, no matter what you believe in, people believe in deja vu because you've seen it before, because you have seen it before, But yeah. So even like if it's a situation that when you came back, you was taught to dislike certain things because you might not have liked that thing or that type last lifetime due to your surroundings. So in this lifetime, you grew up in a family full of people that thought that way. So now that times have changed, you find out that you figured in your soul saying this is what you want and this is what you like. But the physical eye is telling you, no, that's not what you want. That's not what you like. But on a soul level, that person is calling you to that person in some form or fashion. So even if nothing works out this lifetime, you will see them in the next lifetime. I can give you a prime example because y'all know I'm a dreamer, but you will see things in your dream that is familiar to you, but it's not really present, but you've been there before. Deja vu, right? All right, so before I had moved to Memphis, matter of fact, it was a couple months before I moved to Memphis, I wanted a son, right? So at this time I was dating this guy, and I had a dream that I was in the labor delivery room, right? And when I was in the labor delivery room, you know, I was like, when did I get pregnant? You know, that was going through my mind. When did I get pregnant? And so, a baby came out, but I never saw the face of the baby. But the whole dream kind of shifted, because this time I saw this dude, and he was tall. He was lighter skinned, but he had braids going to the back. He had the braids going to the back. And so I didn't see his face. His back was turned. And I kept trying to turn him around. But he wouldn't turn around. He just kept doing this. But I couldn't see his face. I think he had a little weight on him, but he had braids going to the back. You know, he wasn't skinny, but he wasn't big. He just had a little weight on him. And so months later, I was in Memphis, but towards the end of the month, that's when I met my child father, but he wasn't my child father at the time. You know, we just met. That's all it was. And we were just familiar with each other because of our accent. He was from New Orleans. I'm from Charleston. But our accents were so similar, it was almost like we knew each other, you know. But, you know, he approached me, but because, you know, I was in my own little world. This is a club night, so I'm in my own little world. However, you know, it was like I seen him before, but I still didn't know him. So even though sometimes it seemed like you know a person, like they look familiar to you, that don't necessarily mean that that person is the one that you was with the past lifetime. Sometimes spirit will bring a familiar to you, but they're not your soul. They're I wouldn't say they are karmic, and I wouldn't say they're a twin flame. They might have been a soulmate, but they weren't supposed to be there for a long time. You know, karmics don't last. Soulmate, but twin flames, no matter what kind of, you can't do no type of alchemy on your twin flame. Period. You can't take out your twin flame. No matter what you do, you cannot take them out, because they just as powerful as you. Okay? But yeah. I don't know what led me to talk about that, but yeah. Now, I will say this, you know, if a person is fully in their power, like once they become a master, a karmic soulmate, especially your twin flame, nah. Because you're fully in your power, you're a master. You know the ins and the outs. You understand what I'm saying? If anything, they shouldn't even try you. It's one of those situations. But yeah, it's just sometimes the way things are set up, whether it's you constantly running into someone that keeps reminding you of someone in your past life, or it's just funny how that works, you know, because I've been running into nothing but earth signs. And I'm like, I'm a Gemini, is working, but yeah, nothing but earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, I always run into them. But the thing about it is, when it comes down to your past life and this life, a lot of times, wherever, let's just say one of y'all passed in a whole nother city, another state, but it wasn't a state then, it was just land. but you another city, another town. And so you come back to something familiar to you and them, but it's not the same place. But Spirit designed it that way so that y'all can meet again. You understand what I'm saying? So you keep running into the same signs, you keep running into the same kind of people, familiar people. It's almost like their soul hop from one body to the next type thing. And then in between, you're going to keep running into karmics, people who's supposed to teach you a lesson about something pertaining to yourself until you become a master. Once you become a master, then you keep running in to your soulmate in different bodies. Until you meet your twin flame. Because once you meet your twin flame, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Because your twin flame knows you. And you know them. And no matter what you do and what you say, however the case, they are always going to be in your energy. They're always going to be in your energy. Dominating some shit. You know what I'm saying? Always. No matter. It's no. Because y'all the same. You're too much alike. You know? So, I'm going to wrap this up because I ain't got sleepy. Y'all be blessed.